Yeah, good morning, guys. And today's topic of discussion is about various learning resources and material, the kind of teaching aids we use it, right? The various kind of materials which are required these days, especially the teaching has become quite advanced. It is not like limited to the books and just verbal teaching, but it is very, very advanced in these days. So we are going to learn about it, and this is also important from your RIT examination, your Eklavya school examination, or KVS examination, etc. So let's start with our topic of the day, that is the various learning resources and material. Okay, so first we will understand that what actually resource is, what its definition is, right? So we see that part over here. So as per the definition given by, according to the Department of Education Canada, okay, what is learning resources? That refers to the any person or any material, whether acquired means gain, or locally produced with instructional content or functional, that is used for formal or informal teaching learning process. Okay, so this is the definition which is given by Department of Education Canada. Further, it says learning resources may include but are not limited to print and non-print material, audio visuals, electronic and digital and hardware software, or resources and human resources. Means what it says, that learning resources are not limited to this. They are something more than this also. And what this more include, that we are going to discuss here. It says that learning resources include human resources as well as the physical resources. Okay, and in this section we are going to discuss about that only. Okay, and what this learning resources is you are including. Let's see here further. It says your learning resources also include a child's ideas of community members, and resources from the immediate environment. Okay, so we got it: child's ideas of community member, and resources from immediate environment. These three. So we are going to discuss these three one by one in this today's video. And let's have a look at the first one, which is the child's idea as a learning resources. So this is one of the most important components of learning. Idea of children can be learning resource for a teacher. Children develop abstract ideas from their physical surrounding, and they select the idea relevant to them based on their objects and needs. Okay, children, they develop the various kind of ideas and the thoughts comes to their mind. Okay, and these are the abstract ideas, okay, which you can only feel, which you cannot touch. But okay, it is important to understand that learning involves abstract thinking, and the children have the ability to develop abstract concepts from their world. Okay, now what this abstract concept are, because children are very, very imaginary. They can imagine like how a horse can fly. Okay, so this is their imagination. Okay, so this kind of concept, this kind of thinking comes into that category of abstract thinking. All right, now also it says children develop the ability by interaction with the environment during games and other activities. So when any child goes out of the house, right, so they develop their ability to communicate. So the friends, those who are playing with the child, right, they are a learning resource for the child over there. Okay, they find the new ways to represent the objects and experiences and generalize those experiences. That's how the children learn to think abstractly. Okay, and this is how the children, they develop their thinking ability. Okay, this skill allows the children to build theories about their world. Okay, the second kind of learning resource for children, that is community members as a learning resource. Okay, so community members also plays a vital role in the learning of children. The role of community is very vital here. Vital means very important, very crucial in creating learning environment. The families begins to create the kinds of connections that addresses both intellectual and emotional needs of child. Okay, it caters to both. Okay, in what kind of environment a child is born in. The subjects taught in school are related to our daily life, and therefore the concept that a child learns are not only in the class but also the class 2. All right, so a home itself, as we say that that mother has been considered the first teacher for a child. So what is that? Actually, home itself is a school from where a child learns so many things. A child learns how to speak from the parents, a child imitates the parents and learns a lot of activity, and he carries that activity to school also, and vice versa. All right. A child interact with his or her siblings. Okay, and sibling means the brothers and sisters, parents, guardians, and other members of the family. So these interaction are vital learning resources. Okay, so when a child interact with his community member, its people around it, okay, so that has also been considered as a learning resource. For example, the village children, they get information about the crops from their elders. Okay, so they develop the ability to identify the different types of crops and crop cycle, and it is easy to understand that the ideas and the thoughts generated from the community and its member may be used as important resources of learning to optimize the learning experiences of the learners. Okay, so this is how the community affects. Supposingly a child has been born in a fisherman community, so definitely the child is going to have the good knowledge about the different kind of fishes, because this is what he has seen from his childhood. Okay, this is what he has gained from his community. Okay, so here the community is also playing the role of a learning resource for a child. Okay, our third resources is the resource from immediate surroundings. Okay, so teaching learning is highly correlated with surroundings. Okay, surrounding means our environment, people, those who are living around us, what we see, what we observe, right? For example, if a child is living next to the railway station, definitely the child is going to have the information about all the trains and which train moves at what time, right? That will be a kind of a natural learning setting for the child. The process of learning cannot be removed from the immediate surrounding of the children. Different resources from the immediate surrounding or environment are an essential part of teaching learning process. The relevant content available locally should be utilized by the teacher. Okay, and a teacher can give the example. Teachers should need to understand that what kind of background a child is coming, and if the teacher gives that kind of example to the child related to it, then the learning takes place faster. Now, this content should be the part of the teaching learning process, ideally to transact through activities drawn from the local resources. As a teacher, we should accept the importance of community members, because most of the time children interact with them, and there is a great impact of neighbors, friends, and family members on their thought processes. Their daily life experience help in developing a scientific attitude towards the life. The children critically observe and explore the social reality around them, while simultaneously enabling them to experience the human and scientific values. The ideas given here demonstrate how the learning of science can be enjoyable and exploratory, and how the science class can help in raising the awareness of learners about issues related to the environment, encouraging them to be the instruments of change. Okay, so the environment of a child plays a key role in learning of a child, or the growth of a child. Okay, now till now whatever we have discussed, that we have discussed about the external learning resources. Okay, now we are talking about another learning resource which we create in the classroom, especially that we actually do it in our classrooms, right? So classroom learning resources, our next topic is, so classroom is a place where we organize the teaching learning process, and it is the responsibility of teacher that he or she should develop educational atmosphere with the help of learning resources available in the classroom. Okay, classroom learning resources are an important tool that can be used by the teacher to present the concept before the learners effectively, and learners use these resources for better understanding and to gain hands-on experience for the concept. It can also be used to stimulate learners or relieve anxiety, fear, or boredom, since many learning resources are like games. Some of the most common learning resources include, what it includes is visual aids like Blackboard. Okay, Blackboard is also the part of your learning resource. It also says the other learning resources which are commonly used by teachers are like pictures, audio aids like cassettes, tapes, CDs, and audio visual aids such as the video tapes, and so on. Okay, and these days we have the computers, laptop, tablets, and whatnot. Okay, so this all comes into the category of our learning resources or teaching aid. And why do we use them? We use this all learning resources to make the teaching more interesting. Okay, Now further it says the definition which is given by group. Okay, so group has given the different kinds of learning resources or the types of classroom resources. Okay, so summary of the group's taxonomy of the school resources. Okay, types of classroom description resources. So what kind of resources are there for classroom? So according to the group, uh, types of learning resources are as follows. Okay, the number one is simple resources. Okay, now what is simple resources? That are the physical objects. Okay, example your textbook or the classroom factors. Okay, example the teacher's experience and expertise is also one of a simple resource. Teacher's expertise is also very important. This helps to make the concept very easy for the learners. Second one is compound resources. So two or more resources that are jointly necessary for the success. Okay, example the class size reduction and adequate teacher preparation. Okay, third one is our complex resources. Okay, that are not easily bought, measured or adjusted. Okay, example of complex resources, the instructional approaches and teaching philosophies. The fourth type is abstract resources. Okay, that can only be feel, right? That are the difficult to discern and measure. Okay, these are difficult to measure even, and often embedded in web of relationship and practices within a given school. Okay, example of this is our decision making practices of the school comes into the abstract resources, internal teachers accountability and distributed leadership roles. Okay, so according to the group, these are the four types of resources. Okay, okay guys, now here we have some of the commonly used resources. Okay, these are very commonly used resources. Okay, we'll see that the first one is the teacher's thought, second is children's thought. Teacher's ideas is one of the resources, right? What is there in the head of the teacher? Teacher will come to the class, deliver the lecture and speak it out. Okay, children's thought. Now what is children's thought? Children may put the cross questions to it. Okay, supposingly a teacher is teaching, supposing in a primary class a teacher is teaching about any animal, right? So a child's thought may be, is the animal can fly or not, right? So this is something adding, this has become a learning resource over here. The thoughts of community members also plays an important role. Blackboard and other writing boards, okay, books, textbooks and worksheets, etc. Herbarium and the other relevant equipment. Audio resources like radio, tape recorder, mobile phone, etc. Okay, visual resources like charts, picture, model, okay, epidoscope, microscope, projectors, film strip, etc. Okay, audio visual resources like your television, motion picture, video films, okay, living objects, etc. Interactive ICT, information communication technology resources. Okay, this is what the ICT stands here for, and this word will come frequently, so you need to understand it. Okay, so all the sources like your internet, computer, mobile, tablets. Okay, these days these are used very frequently. Impoverished and localized resources. Okay, now what these are the improvised and localized resources means, for example, if a school is set up in a natural environment next to the agricultural land, so the agricultural land where the agriculture has been done, this is a, the children can practically observe that agricultural land, and this has become a resource for them to learn geography. Okay, so this is how the natural settings plays role. Okay, now we will talk about ICT. Okay, ICT means information communication technology as a learning resource. Okay, so now we are talking about the information communication technology. So these days it is being observed that there is a paradigm shift in the teaching learning process, and therefore the support system that we use for effective teaching learning, information and communication technology ICT is going through the rapid continuous changes, and therefore the use of ICT is highly common in the teaching learning process. Okay, means we have seen that how much advanced we have become, right? Especially these days we can see that for a student it is not necessary to go to the classroom. They can sit at the comfort of their home, right, and they can learn. Like for example, if you guys are there, so you are sitting and still you are delivering, or sorry, you are receiving this lecture. Okay, so how is it possible? It is possible because of ICT, information communication technology. These changes are reflected by the change in the learning strategy of the learner. So now this has a change has taken place in the learning strategies. Okay, now teacher is not only the source of information for a student. A student can obtain the knowledge from other sources also. It could be the books, it could be internet, or it can be any another source. Different researchers proved that new generation of the children are using these resources extensively, and they share, use, develop, and process information and technology for different purposes. All right. What researchers are saying that new generation is far better, have adopted this new technologies. Like for an example, a person who is in his 50s and 60s may not be that much well versed with the new smartphones or the laptops and tablet, like a child of a 5-year-old or 10-year-old child can do that, right? So now further it says, according to Mears, the teachers are required to possess all the skills. Okay. Uh, and when we say all the skills, it means that are essential to utilize ICT resources, especially, okay, effectively. Okay, in this digital age, now this is a digital era, right? Everything is going on the digital, and this coronavirus thing has made us more depend on the digital thing. And there is a growing body of evidences that use of ICT in the classroom can enhance the learning. It is essential that the contemporary teacher has good ICT skills and is able to integrate ICT into the teaching and learning processes. It is highly recommended that after a good teacher education program, the newly appointed teacher demonstrate the current knowledge and proficiency in the use of ICT in the following areas. Okay, what they should know the basic operation skills, they should know information technology skills, the effective use of the internet, software evaluation skills, pedagogical skills for classroom management. So these are the certain basic skills which are expected from a good teacher. Now let's see what the different information communication technology resources includes. Okay, so information communication technology also requires certain kind of resources. And what are these? Let's have a look at it. So first one, it says that ICT based learning object. It refers to any digital resource, okay, that can be reused to support learning. All right. Second is multimedia learning resources like computer based multimedia learning environment consisting of image, text, sound offers a potential powerful setting for improving learners' understanding. Mobile learning. Now these days mobile learning has become very common. Each child sits with a mobile to learn the subject. Okay, not only the child, even the adult also use this. Okay, so mobile learning, the terms M learning and mobile learning are usually used to refer to the teaching and learning with mobile technologies. Okay, it has the following characteristics: spontaneous. Okay, it is personal, informal, contextual, and portable. Okay, further is ubiquitous. It means it is available everywhere. It's handy. You can carry it. Okay, pervasive is so integrated with daily activities that is hardly noticed. Okay, the next one is we have the internet and the social networking. Okay, the internet is a rich source for teaching and learning. Okay, one of the major source of information and communication technology. Without internet, nothing is possible. If internet would not be there, then this you would not be listening to this lecture also. uh, that usually involving the social networking sites are also the source of learning, right? And this could be or any site, it could be Facebook also, Wikipedia also. Like now, why I give you the example of Facebook, because when you see the Facebook also, so you get to learn a lot that what is happening around you. You will come to know about the different parts of the world, different parts of countries. Okay, other resources also. You have the blog writers are there, YouTubers are there, right? So they all are kind of learning resources. Okay, the last one point here is about interactive whiteboards. These days we have the interactive touch screen whiteboards are also available. Okay, slide PowerPoints presentations in most of the schools. Interactive whiteboards has become very crucial. Is used to deliver multimedia presentations. In a classroom environment, presentation software such as the Microsoft PowerPoint, Apple's Keynote, okay, plays an important role in many fields, especially in learning. So whiteboard has become very important thing these days. Otherwise, if you remember that previously there was a trend of having the blackboard and chalk policy was there, right? But now that has been replaced by the whiteboard. So this all comes into the teaching, learning resources and material. All right, guys. So thank you very much for watching this video, and hopefully I come up with the next video very soon. Till then, bye bye and have a nice day and take care from Corona.